Watch this person. Forehead beating with sweat, eyes glassy and watering, a slow exhale through parted lips. And then, without hesitation, a hand moves back toward the plate for another bite. Every visible sign says stop. The flushed skin, the racing pulse, the involuntary tears. Yet something inside them is leaning in, hungry for the next hit of heat. This is one of the strangest contradictions in human behavior. Pain is supposed to be the body's oldest warning. It exists to pull you away from harm, not to invite you back for seconds. And yet millions of people chase that exact sensation on purpose. They hunt for hotter sauces, they brag about tolerance, they seek out the very feeling their nervous system is begging them to avoid. So here is the collision. Your body is screaming this is damage, this is a threat, get away from it. And your mind answers back, calmly, give me more of that. That doesn't fit any simple story about pleasure. We are wired to protect ourselves, to flinch from what hurts. So why would an intelligent brain override its own alarm and call the alarm enjoyable? Hold that question, because the common sense answer is going to fail. It isn't that spicy food is secretly harmless. Something far stranger is happening between the pepper and your mind. To understand it, we have to start with a lie your body believes. When you bite into a chili, there is no actual fire. Nothing on your tongue is burning, nothing is being cooked, no tissue is scorched. The heat is a molecule called capsaicin, and it is a master of disguise. It slips into your mouth and finds a very specific lock, a receptor built to detect dangerous temperatures. That receptor normally fires when something is genuinely hot, when real heat threatens to injure your cells. Capsaicin fits that lock perfectly and turns the key without any temperature at all. So your nerves shout a message they are completely convinced is true. Burning. Heat. Damage. The signal races to your brain identical to what you would feel touching a hot pan. Your brain has no way to check the temperature directly. It trusts the receptors, and the receptors were fooled. So it launches the full emergency response for a burn that isn't there. But hold on, that still doesn't explain the craving. A fake fire is clever, sure. Yet a false alarm should feel just as unpleasant as a real one. Being tricked into pain isn't the same as loving it. The answer lives in what your brain does next. Faced with what it believes is an injury, it doesn't just sound the alarm. It rushes in with relief, releasing its own natural painkillers into your system. These are endorphins, chemical cousins of the strongest painkillers we know. Your body floods them out to soften the perceived damage, to help you keep functioning through what it thinks is real harm. And endorphins do not just dull pain. They produce a wave of warmth, a lightness, even a quiet euphoria. It is the same family of chemistry behind the calm that follows hard exercise. So while the pain fades, a glow rises in its place. Your reward system takes note, tagging the whole experience as something worth repeating. The sting becomes wrapped in a reward. But even that isn't the full picture. Plenty of things trigger endorphins, and we don't line up to be hurt by all of them. There has to be a reason this particular pain flips from threat into pleasure. Psychologists have a name for the missing piece. They call it benign masochism. The word sounds dark, but the idea is simple and deeply human. If understanding your own mind like this is the kind of person you want to be, subscribe and stay with us. And if you want the fast version of this burn, watch today's short on the psychology of craving spicy food. We will see you in the next deep dive. It describes the strange joy of a negative experience your mind knows is actually safe. The body reacts as if in danger, while a higher part of you understands, with certainty, that nothing bad will really happen. That gap is the thrill. You get the raw jolt of alarm, the pounding heart, the flush of adrenaline, all inside a bubble of total control. You chose it, you can stop it, and you know how it ends. Control is the secret switch. Take the same burn and force it on someone who cannot escape, and it becomes pure suffering. Choose it freely, knowing you are safe, and the identical signal transforms into a rush. Your mind is essentially playing with its own alarm system. It gets to feel the edge of danger while standing safely behind the glass, and that mix of fear and safety is intoxicating. And once you see that switch, you start noticing it everywhere. Because chasing the burn is only one version of a much larger human habit, our love of pain we can control. Think of a sad song that you play on purpose to feel your own heartbreak more sharply. The sorrow is real, the tears are real, yet you press play because the ache, safely held, feels strangely good. Or a horror film, where your body sweats and your pulse spikes at monsters you know cannot reach you. The terror is genuine, the safety is guaranteed, and that exact contradiction is the entertainment. Spicy food, sad songs, horror. 3 unrelated pleasures, all running on the same hidden machinery. A safe threat, a rush of reward, and a mind delighted to dance with danger it fully controls. So the sweating, watering person reaching for another bite was never being irrational. They were doing something profoundly human, borrowing the intensity of pain and keeping only the thrill. Which leaves one question glowing in the dark. If your brain can turn a false fire into pleasure, how much of what you call enjoyment is really your mind rewriting discomfort on your behalf?